Governor Huckabee joins us now. Former governor of Arkansas. Okay, got it. Father of the current governor, I should say. No accountability in the media, no accountability for FBI. What a disgrace.
It's beyond a disgrace. And reading the report, it's very troubling, Stu, that basically there's every level of exoneration of Donald Trump and an excoriation of the FBI, but there's no accountability. Nope. Nobody's arrested. Nope. Nobody's frog marched across a federal courthouse lawn. Nobody gets fired. It's just, oh, yeah, they really screwed up. Gee. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Look, that's like trying to say that Jeffrey Dahmer doesn't have really good culinary judgment or table manners, and therefore, we just want to acknowledge the obvious. That's not enough. Right. People ought to be held accountable for trying not only to overturn an election that was in the process of happening, but after a duly elected president took office, continually trying to discredit and ultimately impeach and remove him. This is a serious deal, and I'll tell you, this is the real insurrection that we ought to be talking about, to try to overthrow the U.S. government. And that's exactly what these insiders at the Justice Department, FBI, and the Democrat Party, and the press all colluded to do.
Let's talk 2024 for a second. Florida's Governor DeSantis doubling down on what he calls the Republicans', quote, culture of losing. Roll tape.
Well, I look at the last however many election cycles. 2018, we lost the House. We lost the Senate. 2020, Biden becomes president. We lost the Senate in 2020. Biden becomes president and has done a huge amount of damage. Very unpopular in 2022. And we were supposed to have this big red wave, and other than like Florida and Iowa, I didn't see a red wave across this country. And so I think the party has developed a culture of losing.
Governor, I think that was a slap at Trump. What say you?
Well, it probably was intended for that, but I might remind Governor DeSantis that no one has faced the kind of headwinds and opposition, and this report we've just seen from Durham is an affirmation that the Republicans have a hard time winning because they're going not just against the Democrats, they're going against a monolithic media, social media. They're going against a culture of corruption that exists in the Biden White House, the likes of which has never existed in the U.S. So do I want to see the culture change and a culture of winning? Yes, but we better get the information of truth out to the American people, and they need to get really ticked off, angry, and livid about what's happened to their country and a total destruction of the rule of law and a sense of fair justice.
Well said, sir. And come back soon. Governor Huckabee, thank you very much, sir. See you soon.